guys, and welcome back to our channel. So tonight we are doing the cooking video. This is kind of like on the whim because I texted my husband and I said, hey, I thought about making taco pasta for dinner. Would you eat that? And
my only response was, what is taco pasta?
So I'm gonna tell you guys right now, I look up recipes if I know, if I'm like, hey, I've heard of this at a restaurant and I want to recreate it. So I will go on Google and try to find a recipe. But there are times where I'm like, okay, this is the protein we have. These are the ingredients we have. What can I make? And I will literally just make up things in my head. My mom cooked a lot that way and that's who taught me most of my cooking skills. So that's kind of what I tend to do, is take what we have and make something out of it. So we're gonna make taco pasta. So if you guys would like to follow along from the beginning to the end, see the process, how we made it, how it turned out, then stay tuned and we will get into the video. All right guys, so we're starting this clip on my ingredients so I can show you what I'm doing. So I'm doing Butterball all natural ground turkey. You could do ground beef if you wanted to. My husband and I aren't really ground beef people. We try to do only ground turkey. So that is what we're using, but you could switch up the meat for what your family likes. Then I do salt for my noodles. And then I don't like to eat a lot of gluten, so I am actually doing Barilla chickpea rotini. I know it probably sounds weird if you haven't had it, but if you season it up with I'll usually do some garlic and some pepper, it tastes just like noodles. You cannot tell, and they're healthier. I like it because the ingredients are literally chickpea flour, nothing weird. So I really like that because I try to, watch that kind of stuff. And then for my meat, I'm gonna be doing taco seasoning. And then I usually put a little olive oil in my meat pan and in my noodles so nothing gets sticky or messy. I have some pepper just for taste. And then I have garlic powder. All right, so those are the ingredients I will be using. My husband is behind the camera. He's gonna be helping opening and just with the process, and he'll also be doing the taste test at the end, and we're gonna see how good this is. So I'm going to open my turkey meat, get everything seasoned up. I did go ahead and boil my water just so that would be a smoother process. So I'm gonna get everything in the pan and going, and then I'll be right back. All right, guys, so here's my turkey meat. I got it going in my pan. I think my turkey meat is about, 1.33 pounds, I believe. We shop at BJ's. If you don't know what BJ's is, it's like Costco or Sam's Club. We like to get our protein there, especially so we can freeze it, and then we have what we need for a couple weeks. So we definitely are gonna have a lot of meat here. So usually we'll either have leftovers or my husband will take some for lunch the next day. So that is what's going on there. And then I'm gonna scooch it over here. And this is just my water boiling. The flecks in there are the salt because like I said, you don't have to do this. I personally like to put some salt in there because it really helps the noodles taste good, especially if you're using a gluten-free or a noodle that is not made with wheat flour. And then once the noodles are in, and I also did some olive oil just because chickpea noodles can tend to stick together. And then once the noodles are in, I usually will do a little bit of garlic powder just again to bring out a good flavor in that pasta. So I'm gonna get this going and get it cooked up, and then we will check back in a few minutes. All right, guys, I just wanted to check in. Sorry if there's some steam going. So this is our pasta. I'm gonna reach over, and grab my garlic powder. So I just kind of sprinkle some in there, and then I'm gonna have my husband stir that in for me. I will say with chickpea pasta, if you have never cooked chickpea pasta before, the box says to cook it on high the whole time. I put mine, we have a gas stove, so depending on how your stove is, we put ours between medium and low. Just because I find if you leave it on high, because they're chickpea and they're just a different kind of pasta, they get super starchy. And the last time we did that, it just ruined the noodles. So maybe I would try that instead of, because I would rather cook it on low and have to add a couple extra minutes than ruin the noodles. So that's where the pasta's at. We're gonna leave that cooking. And then here's where our meat is at. Starting to brown a little. I don't typically add my seasonings until it's pretty browned, and then I'll start mixing everything. So that's kind of where the process is at. We will check back in a little bit, and then also towards the end, I'm gonna show you what toppings we do to complete this and make it taco pasta. All right, we're back. So before I tell you what's going on with the meat, on the noodles, I had them between medium and low, and it did kind of slow down on the boiling process. So now we are between high and medium, and I'm just monitoring it. Like I said, I try not to leave it on high the whole time because you will have that like extra starch, and then it doesn't make very good chickpea noodles. So that's my advice there if you have never cooked with gluten-free pasta. And over to the meat. So there's some moisture in there between the olive oil and just the like moisture from the meat. I don't think it's a lot of fat because we try to usually buy pretty low-fat turkey meat, but I do not, and again, this is a preference thing, this whole thing is how you prefer. I don't prefer to drain out the moisture because I find that it helps me blend my seasoning. So that's how I do it, but you could do whatever works for you. So I'm gonna start with garlic powder, and like I said in the beginning, I do not measure out my seasoning. I flavor to taste. So I just eyeball my garlic here. I just kind of go over all my meat. There we go. And then I'm gonna do some pepper just to give that a little flavor. All right, and then I don't add salt. Obviously, that was just for the noodles. I don't feel the need to add salt to my meat. All right, and then I'm gonna sprinkle the taco seasoning on there. And then you could also just use the packets of taco seasoning. My husband and I just ended up buying this at BJ's because we do, oops, see, and that happens. But it's fine. It'll stir, and I promise you it's okay. We buy the big taco seasoning just because we do a taco night at least once or twice a week because we love taco themed stuff. So I bought that because it was just cheaper than buying taco seasoning all the time. All right, and then I'm gonna carefully fold in my seasonings. I don't want to stir too hard and burn myself, and that is our pasta. So we're gonna turn the camera off. I'm gonna switch with my husband, grab the camera here, and we will be right back. Okay, so the recommended time on the box was 7 minutes. So we did that for 7 minutes, going between medium and low, high and medium. So my husband is gonna taste the noodle and we're gonna see where they're at. All right, babe, so tell us, how are these noodles?
I don't know. We'll find
Don't
out.
burn yourself. How are they?
They're good. It's a
They're not
noodle.
chewy?
No.
All right, so we are gonna go ahead and probably just set this on the back burner. We're not gonna strain them just yet till the meat's done so they don't get cold. So over here we have our meat going. I stirred in my seasoning. So like I said, there's that liquid there. If you don't like that, you could strain it. I prefer to keep it just because I find with turkey meat, it can get a little dry. So I like to keep the liquid so the meat stays nice and moist. So there's a little pink left. I don't know if you can see that on camera. Yeah, you should be able to. So we're gonna finish up the meat, get everything ready, and then before we assemble, I'm gonna show you our toppings and how we are gonna assemble our pastas. So we will be back in just a few moments. All right, so these are the toppings. I'm gonna go over those in just a moment, but over here, my husband is finishing up the meat so we can get dinner going because it's late and we are ready to eat. So we like to do sour cream. So I just use Wesley Farms. It's like an organic sour cream. And then we do Colby Jack, cheese. We like to pop some olives in there. We usually like to do black olives, but we don't have any. This is what we have right now from BJ's. It's just like the green olives. And then my husband likes to do some Tabasco sauce. So those are the toppings. You could get creative with this. Do whatever you like, but I find these are staples to actually making this a taco pasta. So we're gonna finish up, assemble the bowls, and then we're gonna go over to the dining table and wrap up this video and tell you guys what we actually think of the taco pasta. All right, guys, so here's the bowls before they're topping. It looks delicious. Sorry, my husband's dropping leftover containers in the background. We use bigger bowls just so that we have room to store everything and not make a mess in our kitchen. And then, like I said, tons of leftovers. That's all the pasta and all the noodles. So if it's two of you, like my husband and I'm gonna flip this around real quick. Maybe. My camera's not cooperating. Anyway, if it's just two of you, like my husband and I, then you can have leftovers for another dinner or like a lunch, or this would probably feed like maybe 4 to 5 people. This is the chickpea pasta. It's 8.8 ounces. This is the brand if you're interested. I buy them at BJ's, but you can get them at Publix, Target, probably any grocery store. So we are going to pack up what's left and have that ready for tomorrow. We're going to put our toppings on, and then we're going to sit down and do a review of what we think, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, so dinner is done. We are now sitting at the table, and my husband, I like stirred mine in and everything, so it's not as aesthetically pleasing. Excuse me, I'm sorry. So my husband's going to show you the finished product. So we have our cheese, our sour cream. It's bright in here, so I don't know if you can tell. And then, like I said, we did the green olives. So I'm going to post in the comments below the ingredients we did and the toppings we did if you would like to recreate this. Like I said, I don't really do measurements or anything like that, so it's really preference if you wanted to make it for a bigger family. Like I said, I think our turkey meat was about 1.33 pounds. I think it's delicious with the turkey meat, and the taco seasoning really elevates that flavor, but like I said, if you're people who tend to eat beef, you could totally do it with ground beef. We've even done like turkey, taco chicken, which is really good. We have boneless, skinless chicken breasts in our freezer, so I'll grill those up in a pan, and then we'll dice them really good and season them up. So that's another way you could do it if you like chicken better. So anyway, I'm rambling. We are going to taste this pasta and tell you what we think. So I'm going to try to get a little of everything on the bite, some cheese, a piece of meat.
I think that's everything.
And cheers. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What do you think?
I'm not mad at it.
And he's picky.
I am. Love that Tabasco sauce in there too.
It's really good. I did not do Tabasco sauce in mine because I don't like hot sauce, but you could if you wanted to. You could even add like cilantro if you like, tomatoes.
Yeah, you can.
This is literally a create your own. Like those are the toppings we typically like. You can even throw some lettuce in there. That'd be really good.
Some diced onions, whatever you want.
Yeah.
And let us know in the comments below what you ended up adding or removing.
Yeah. If you try this, for sure, let us know. And we were actually talking while we were cooking because we're a newer channel, so this is our first cooking video. And I said to my husband, this is fun. We should definitely make this a key element in our channel. So if you guys have recipes that you would like to see us make on our channel, maybe a favorite of yours that you would like to see on the channel, definitely leave it in the comments below because we would love to cook some of your favorites on the channel.
Absolutely.
So I think we're going to wrap it up and go. We're actually not going to eat at the table. We're going to go chill in bed, watch a show, and eat because it has been a long day. We've been up since 6:30 this morning, and we're going to do it all over again tomorrow. So we're going to go chill, kick our feet up, have some dinner, enjoy the rest of our night, and I hope you guys do the same. And remember, you can call us the Kents. Have a great night, guys, and we will see you next time.